Hi, I'm Sarah,
And I'm Rachel.
and this is Effort&Ease Yoga.
Yoga that you can practice anywhere at any time and fit with ease into your daily life. Today we are teaching you how to camel. Yay! Camel is a really deep back bend, and so today we're focused on giving you the alignment tools and cues to help make it more meaningful, more safe, and more useful so that you can move into deeper variations over time.
And you should warm up before working through your camel. You don't want to maybe just go right into these, but you kind of want to warm up the body prior to this back bend of any.
Prior to a back bend of any depth,
Yes.
you want to be working with a nice warm spine.
Yes. So this is a how-to. This isn't a flow to warm you up to camel, but this will show you the things that you'll want to do when you are using your camel in your flows.
Correct.
Let's do it.
Let's go. For our first round of camel, Sarah is going to demo, and I'm going to point out some alignment features of the pose. So Sarah is starting with her knees hip socket width distance. This is a really neutral starting place, and it is where you should begin. Knees are hip socket width distance. The ankles are lined up with the knees. Shins are pressing down. Sarah, place your hands at your low back so that your pinkies are towards one another, your thumbs are away. It's like you're sliding your hands into the back pockets of jeans. Now, I want you to think about pushing your shins down and pressing your hips forward as you lift your chest and let your head fall back. So just the head will fall back to start. Now, you can see Sarah's hips are very nicely in line with her knees at this point. Sarah, if your hips were not as open as yours naturally are, can you show us what it would look like if you had to tilt back? Imagine that you have really tight hips like so many of us do. You've been sitting in chairs maybe all day, and so you're leaning back, and that's what we don't want to do. So come back. Really focus on even using your hands to guide your hips forward. Good, and now let your head fall back. Now you might stay right here, focusing on lifting the chest up, squeezing the shoulder blades together, good. Or if this feels comfortable, you might reach your right hand back for your right heel, your left hand back for your left heel. Good, now again, Sarah's still thinking about sending her hips forward and lifting her chest up. Good. Now, Sarah, imagine, come up out of it for a second. Give yourself a break. Good, sit back on your heels. This next set she's going to do incorrectly. She's going to show us, if she were very eager to grab her heels, what that might look like if her hips were not staying forward over her knees. So she has her hands at her low back. She's tipped her head back, and at this point she's still good. She's using her hands to press her hips forward. But she's imagining now that her hips are tight, and so that as she reaches back for a foot exactly, she has to lean her hips way, way back, and then she reaches the other hand for the other foot, and the hips are still leaning back. And this is no longer a great back bend, because she's lost her hip extension, and she's kind of crunching in the low back. So Sarah, now press those hips forward, good, and lift your chest up. Nice. And then you can slowly come out the way you went in, hands to your low back, and come up and sit back. A nice counter to camel is bringing your forehead down to your knees. Good, now I'm going to join you, and we're going to show a couple of options for people for whom camel might feel or look a little bit different based on the alignment of their bodies. So Sarah is going to show a version where if your hips felt really tight and you wanted to be able to grab your heels but you weren't able to, she's going to open her knees a little bit wider. That's going to give you a little bit more space to press the hips forward and reach back for the heels. Meanwhile, I'm going to show a version where the knees stay together. So this might be if your hips were actually jutting too far forward, like mine tend to do. I squeeze my inner thighs together to maintain some stability through the hip so that I can focus on extending the spine. So we'll start in it together once again. We'll bring our hands to our low back, pinkies together, thumbs apart, push the shins down, send the hips forward, let the head fall back. Press the hips forward more, look back more. Right hand, right heel. Left hand, left heel. Heart up. Try to keep your wrists straight here. So you're pulling on your heels rather than leaning on them as you lift your heart higher. Good, and then we rewind. Right hand, right hip, left hand, left hip. Chin to chest, hips to heels, sit back. Good, you feel welcome to take a counter here as well. Forehead down to the knees, letting your spine move in the opposite direction. Good. Now, if the version of camel where you brought your hands to your heels is starting to feel easy and you'd like to move into something a little bit more challenging, we're going to show another option. In this one, rather than bringing our hands to our low back for support, we're going to lose that support, which is going to make the work of the spine much more significant as we slide our hands down the front of our quads. So come up onto your knees. We'll take the neutral stance here. So knees are underneath the hips. Bring your hands to the front of your hips and let your head fall back. Push the shins down. Lift the chest up. Now, keep the hips pressing forward as you slide your hands down your thighs. All the way to the knees. And then rewind. Hips to heels. Take a rest. We're going to both take a rest here. So this next version of camel is quote unquote full camel. And that just means that you're not using any support to bring your hands to your heels. So that's not to be mistaken with this little maneuver, which I see people do, where they reach a hand back and they reach a hand back and they say that was full camel. It's a really nice little movement and you're welcome to try it. But it's not the same as a full camel, which is putting a lot of effort into the pose. To keep your arms up and overhead is a lot of work. So Sarah's going to show a version where she's not going to come all the way back, but she's going to be doing all of the work by keeping her arms over her head, and she's just going to focus on pushing her chest up as she reaches her arms back. It's going to be chest up, arms back, without bringing her hands to her heels. I'm going to do the same thing, and I'm going to attempt to bring my hands all the way to my heels while keeping my chest up and my hips forward. So are we ready to try? All right, so we're gonna start in the same place where we've begun each one of these camels. So hips are over the knees. And then rather than bringing the hands to the low back or the front of the hips, we're going to stretch them straight up to the ceiling.
Interlace your fingers, release your index. This grip is called Kali Mudra, and it gives us a little bit more ability to lift our shoulders up. Now, let the head fall back first. Good, now, chest up, arms back. Again, chest up, arms back. And now just stay with it. Maybe you grab your heels. And then the final step would be to try to straighten your elbows. And reverse your way up.
Hips to heels. Now, it actually occurs to me that I didn't say the real final step. And the real final step is to bring your elbows down. But I think we'll save that for the day that we work on moving into a deeper camel. So still to come. Meanwhile, let us know what you think about this little how-to in camel pose Ustrasana.
Don't forget to counter your camels. Don't forget to warm up your camels for your camels. Thank you for watching. Subscribe.
Like
Yeah.
and comment.
Yeah. Happy cameling. I said it again. It's my thing. Yay. Backbends.
Backbends for yay.
I did such a weird thing in the middle of my camel.
Oh, did
I
you?
was pulling it too. I think I just kind of came out and then like went back.
Oh, do you want to do it again?
It's so dumb.
Are you sure?